So you guys remember last week when we were talking about ways that you can keep from getting bit by your pet lizard? Well, this week we're going to talk about how to keep your snakes from biting you. Like I said last week, anything with a mouth can bite you. It's just a matter of will they bite you. And today we're going to talk about ways to decrease the chance of getting bitten by a snake. Yes. Now, the first way to keep a snake from wanting to bite you, especially when it's time for food, is to wear gloves when handling their food and to make sure you wash your hands. If you don't, if you decide to handle them with your bare hands, make sure you wash your hands after handling the food. Otherwise, your hand is going to smell like either a mouse or a rat, and the snake is going to smell that and think that your hand, which is also warm and smells like a mouse or a rat, they're going to think that's something that they want to eat, so that will make them more likely to strike you. But if you make sure you wash your hands, that'll get that scent off. And also, if you wear gloves while handling the food, and they won't bother biting your hands because your hands won't smell like it. Now, the second way to keep a snake from biting you is to always make sure it knows that you're coming in to pick it up in its tank. You want to make sure that they're aware of your presence and that you're not surprising them when you come to pick them up out of their tank. Some people just go in there real fast with their hands and grab them. Now, that's like dangerous. That's like a sign of a predator to them. They think that you're coming in there to grab them and attack them or something, and they'll strike at you to protect themselves. So make sure that you don't startle them. I know in last week's video we were talking about how to make your lizard aware of your presence. Just kind of, make noise. Just kind of let them know that you're there. Don't go in for the quick grab. Just kind of slowly pick them up, Don't go in there just yanking them and everything. You just gotta be gentle. Now, the third way to prevent a snake bite is to make sure that you're not reaching into their tank during feeding time if you feed them in the tank, or into their feeding bin if you've thrown the food in there. Now, we've had it where somebody did put their hand in the feeding bin when they had already thrown the rodent in there to feed the snake, and your hand gives off a heat signature and is moving around just like the rat or mouse. And yeah, the snake actually bit the person the feeding bite is not fun because they'll bite and then they'll wrap. But sometimes they'll bite and then they'll realize it's just your hand and let go. But other times it can be a really painful feeding bite. So that really sucks. So never put your hand into their tank, especially if the snake knows it's feeding time and you're getting ready to pick them up out of the tank to move them to the feeding bin. Make sure you can use like a snake hook or something to get them out instead of your bare hands. Just be aware that they might try to bite you if they're really hungry. And as far as feeding them in their tank or in the separate feeding bin, just know that you don't want to put your hand in there at the same time as they've got food in there, either live or frozen thawed. So that is one good way to get bitten, is to put your hand in there. And last but not least, try to keep an eye out for behaviors of the snake that might indicate it might try to bite you. Even if you do approach it slowly, it may just not be feeling great that day. It might be feeling a little scared. If they're really curled up, really tense, and kind of in a S position, that's one of the signs that they're getting ready to strike. And if they're really alert, head jerking back and forth, watching your every move, that is one good sign that a snake's getting ready to bite you. So definitely don't grab a snake when it's in that position, because then you're just asking for it then. And when they do that, that's usually just a defensive bite. It's usually just a quick slap on your hand or finger, whatever they can grab, and then they let go right away usually. That's more of a defensive bite than a feeding bite. So you just gotta be aware of your snake's behaviors and just look out for if they're feeling extra feisty. Say, yeah, this guy's not feisty. He's so chill, it's not funny. He's enjoying getting some attention. Yes. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little video about how to keep a snake from biting you. If you just follow those steps you shouldn't have any problems with a snake wanting to try to bite you at all. Usually if you ever do get bit, it's just either a defensive bite or they're hungry. They don't mean to be mean or aggressive or anything. It's either out of fear or hunger. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and we'll see you guys next time.